Welcome to the Getting Started with TopView OPC SCADA video. TopView allows you to easily configure monitoring, alarming, and notification for process measurements and process alarms for most SCADA systems, PLCs, control systems, and process historians. OPC provides a standard communication layer between clients, such as TopView, and your process data. This video covers the OPC version that is commonly called Classic OPC, which is supported by Microsoft Windows machines and DCOM. During this video, we'll show you how to get started with TopView by going through the initial configuration steps and a small set of features to trigger alarms and notifications. Before we show you how to use TopView, we'll briefly discuss the relationship between TopView and SCADA Connect, since many TopView OPC SCADA users are also using SCADA Connect. The demo of TopView will then include configuring your OPC server and the tags you want to monitor, configuring the alarm conditions for the monitored tags. Alarm conditions allow specific values of a tag to trigger an alarm in TopView. We'll then discuss the various alarm notifications supported by TopView and show you how to connect TopView alarms to notifications. We'll finish by configuring email notification and sending email notification for TopView alarms. In this video, we're going to manually configure the OPC server, tags to monitor, alarm conditions, and alarm messages. For supported SCADA systems, TopView SCADA Connect performs many of these steps for you by pulling information from the SCADA and its configured alarms. For users of SCADA Connect, you'll see many of the settings that we discuss in this video already configured for you. But this video will help you understand what SCADA Connect has configured for you, so you'll be comfortable viewing and, if desired, modifying these settings. This is the desktop TopView Configurator. The configurator is the primary configuration tool for new TopView users as they work to get TopView deployed. We also have a web-based configurator that provides most of the same functions as the desktop version. We'll use the configurator to configure the OPC server, the tags we want to monitor, as well as the alarm and notification settings. The first time you launch the configurator, you may be asked to configure the OPC server containing the tags that you want to monitor. You can also view and configure OPC servers by clicking the gear button next to the server text box at the top of the screen. Since multiple OPC servers can exist on a single machine, specifying an OPC server involves naming both the OPC server computer name and the OPC DA server name. In TopView, we allow the user to give a single name to the computer and OPC DA server. We call this an OPC server alias. I need to give a name to the OPC server alias. Next, you're asked to enter the host name or IP address of the computer where the OPC server is located. If the OPC server is on the TopView machine, you should leave this name empty. I'll enter the name of my OPC server machine. Clicking the Query button will list the OPC servers on the entered host computer. I'll select the Kepler OPC DA server from the list and copy it to my DA server text box. Then I'll apply the changes to save the new OPC server alias. I've configured an alias named myServer that points to my OPC server. In TopView, I can use the name myServer whenever I need to access this OPC server. Before I use this OPC server, I'd like to verify that I can connect to it. Click the Test Connections button to test the connection. The next step is to select the OPC tags to monitor in TopView. If you're using SCADA Connect and have already synced your SCADA alarms to TopView, your SCADA alarm tags should already exist in the list. Most OPC servers allow you to browse the server to discover the available tags. To browse my OPC server, I'll click the Add Tags Tag Search button. Make sure your OPC server is selected and click the Search button to browse the OPC server for available tags. Using the browse hierarchy presented by the OPC server, I can locate the desired tags. The OPC tags are listed as data items in the center of the tag search dialog. I'll select 2 tags from the list and click Return Selected Items to return the tags to the TopView configurator. At this point, I've configured TopView to monitor 2 tags from my OPC server. Before I do any more configuration work, I would like to launch the TopView engine for this configuration to verify that it can successfully monitor the OPC tags in my list. The TopView engine is the runtime. The engine can run interactively or as a Windows service. During this video, I will start and stop the engine interactively, since this allows us to quickly see the current values and alarms as we make changes to the configuration. If you have multiple configurations, you can run multiple instances of the TopView engine on the same machine. Each configuration defines the tags, limits, notifications, reports, and other settings for an instance of the runtime engine. While the TopView engine is running, I want it to automatically load any changes I make to this configuration. By default, the TopView engine will only load configuration changes when it is started or restarted, allowing the user to control the point at which configuration changes become active. To change this, I'll go to the General screen and check Apply Configuration Changes while running. If you're a SCADA Connect user, this option should already be enabled. I'll also change the refresh rate of the engine to 1 second. And now I'll save my changes. To run the TopView engine interactively, click on the Launch button. The TopView engine for this configuration will perform the functions that we configured in the TopView configurator. At this point, my configuration contains 2 tags to monitor, and you can see the current values of the tags listed in the TopView engine window. I'll leave the engine running and return to the configurator. The next step is to configure alarm limits for my monitored tags. Alarm limits are compared to the current value of each tag. Sometimes the OPC server will present a tag value differently than the underlying system. For example, a tag whose value is 0 or 1 may be presented in the OPC server as a Boolean tag with values of false and true. So before I configure the limits, I'll retrieve the current values of the tags into the configurator. To do this, click Get Tag Values, all tags in the list, and then click Get Values. My first tag is a Boolean tag where a value of true indicates an active alarm. The second tag is an analog value. I'll set the alarm for the first tag if the value is true. And for the second tag, I'll set an alarm if the value is greater than 90 for 10 seconds. There's a few ways to show the alarm limit screen. You can right-click a tag. You can click the button to the right of the tag name. On the Alarm Limits tab, or you can just double-click a tag in the list. The top and left side of the alarm limit screen allows you to select one of the monitored tags. As you configure the alarm limits, you're doing so for the selected tag. Each monitored tag in TopView can have up to 4 alarm conditions. For the Boolean alarm tag, I'll configure the alarm condition equals true. I'll also enter a custom alarm message, reactor alarm, and check the box to only show the custom message. Next, I'll click Apply and select the second tag, the analog temperature tag. For the analog tag, I'll set the alarm condition to greater than 90. I also want to delay the alarm until the tag is above 90 for 10 seconds, so I'll set the delay in to 10. I'll enter a custom alarm message and configure the message to display the value of the analog tag. and check Only Show the Custom Alarm message. %value% is a placeholder that will insert the current value of this row, the temperature, into the alarm message. TopView contains a long list of placeholders that allow you to insert dynamic information into the message. You can even insert the value of tags not currently monitored by TopView. To view the result of the most recent changes, I'll save this configuration. Once I save it, I'll return to the running TopView engine, which we configured to pick up any changes. My first tag is not an alarm because the value is false. The second tag is above 90 and should go into alarm after 10 seconds. The first tag changed to true, so it is also now an alarm. The TopView engine, as well as other TopView clients, present two views of the monitored points and alarms. Values view, the current view, displays the values of the monitored tags, along with the current alarm and acknowledged state of each tag. Alarms view displays the alarm messages and related alarm information of active and unacknowledged alarms. Both views can be filtered and configured to show various details about each monitored tag and alarm. The next step is to configure notifications for my alarms. For most TopView users, the primary methods of notification are email, SMS or text messages, and phone calls. Before you can send one of these forms of notification, you need to configure how the notification is delivered. For email, you need to configure the email server and logon account. For SMS, which uses cellular modems, you need to configure the modem connection settings. And for voice calls, you need to configure the VoIP server that will be used by TopView. If you need to make phone calls over an analog line or cellular, we have recommended hardware devices that allow VoIP calls from TopView to call over the analog line or cellular network. Notification delivery can be configured from items in the left menu. For email or SMS, select Email SMS Notification. And for phone calls, select Voice Notification. Since we're using email, I'll select Email SMS Notification, enable it, and click Configure. The tabs along the top of this window allow you to configure email through a mail server and SMS through a cellular modem. With both email and SMS, you can configure outgoing and incoming settings. Incoming settings allow the recipient of a notification to acknowledge the alarm by replying to the message, or to request reports and current alarm state information from TopView. For this demo, we'll just configure outgoing email settings. Outgoing email is sent through an SMTP server. You can enter the server details and logon credentials, or if you're using a Google or Microsoft account, you can sign in with the provider and give TopView permission to your email. For this demo, I've already signed in with a Google account. Before using these settings in TopView, I can send a test email to verify that the settings are correct. Now that we've configured email delivery, we need to define the list of email recipients for our alarms. TopView allows you to create named lists of recipients for email, SMS, and voice calls. These recipient lists are available to all TopView engines configured on this machine. Therefore, they're considered global. You can access the global recipient lists from the email SMS settings screen, and also under global settings on the left menu. I'll create a new recipient list for my alarms named Demo Email List. Next, I'll add two recipients from my contacts, James and Sarah. Each person in the recipient list can have an assigned schedule to define when they can receive notifications. With the current configuration of this email recipient list, The email will be sent to James and Sarah at the same time. But I'd like to change this. I'd like to send an email to James at the time of the alarm, but to Sarah 5 minutes later if the alarm is still active and unacknowledged. I'd also like to repeat this behavior 10 times. To the right of the recipient list, I can define the notification escalation behavior. Wait 0 seconds before sending to the first person. Then 5 minutes between. Stop sending upon alarm acknowledge or return to normal. And repeat 10 times. The timeline button will display how the notifications will be sent over time. So far, I've configured my email server and notification recipient list. The last step is to configure which alarms will send email notification to my recipients. I'd like both of my alarms to send notification to my new recipient list. TopView allows you to assign notification recipients per alarm and per group. We recommend assigning notification per group, but I'll first show the per alarm settings. I'll double-click one of my tags to return to the alarm limit screen. Each alarm limit contains a notify section that allows you to configure the notification recipients of the alarm. I can select my recipient list from the dropdown. For most TopView users, multiple alarms should notify the same recipients. So instead of defining the recipients of each alarm, we recommend assigning the recipients to a group. If you're using SCADA Connect, the notification section on the screen may not be visible, since we hide these settings for SCADA Connect users to encourage the use of group notification over per alarm notification. If you want to view the per alarm notification settings, you can change the hidden items in TopView's global options. Now let's take a look at configuring notification for a group. TopView allows the user to group the alarm tags into one or more username tag groups. A single alarm tag can belong to multiple tag groups. Tag groups are commonly used to allow the user to filter TopView alarms. For example, show me all the active alarms in the reactor tag group. Tag groups can also have defined notifications. If a tag group has defined notification, any alarm tag belonging to the tag group will inherit these notification settings. So I'll create a tag group that notifies my email recipients. Then I'll assign my 2 alarm tags to this tag group. To start, select Tag Groups from the left menu. I'll create a new tag group named Reactor Alarms. Next, I'll configure this tag group to email James and Sarah by selecting the email recipient list that I created. The recipients will be notified for the Into Alarm event, and the default notification message will be the alarm message. The dropdown to the right allows you to select the notification template if you'd like more control of the message content and format. Any tag that belongs to the Reactor Alarms tag group will inherit these notification settings. The notification column of the tag list tells you if notifications are configured for each alarm. This column is currently blank, so I know that notifications are not currently assigned. I'm going to add both of my alarm tags to the Reactor Alarms tag group. Both of my alarms now list Reactor Alarms as the primary tag group. Also, the notification column says Group Alarm. This means that, based on a tag group that the alarm belongs to, a notification will be sent when an alarm occurs. Now that I've configured email notification for my alarms, I'll save the configuration. I'll launch the TopView engine to verify that my alarms will send email notification. Both alarms should go active in about 10 seconds. Now that the alarms occurred, TopView should start sending email notification to the recipient list. I configured my notifications to send additional emails over time, but to stop sending if the alarm is acknowledged or returns to normal. So I'll acknowledge my alarms to stop any further notification. Now I'll check my email client for the new alarm notification messages. Thank you for watching the Getting Started with TopView OPC SCADA video. For more details, please take a look at the additional product information and videos available on our website. You can also request a full functioning evaluation version if you'd like to test TopView OPC SCADA yourself.